students, this is SD Pawar Madam, Lecturer Department of Economics, Gokte PU College of Commerce and Science, Belgaum. We shall continue with the topic National Income. Today we shall begin with the 7th part of the topic. In the 6th part of National Income, we have seen what is value added method or what is product method, that is all the goods and services produced by all the firms of the country are added together to get the value added method or product method. Then income method, we have seen it is the sum total of all the incomes received by the people of the country in the form of rent, wages, interest and profits together. Then in the expenditure method, we have seen it is sum total of C plus I plus G plus X minus M, that is consumption expenditure of household and firms, then investment expenditure of the firms, government expenditure on consumption and investment, and X minus M is what? Net exports, that is exports minus the imports. So that is basically all the expenditures of the country, of the people of the country together is called as expenditure method. Now we begin with explain a numerical example to show that all the three methods of estimating or calculating GDP gives us the same answer. Now we have seen what is income, product and expenditure method. The same you need to explain taking an example with numerical figures and show that all the three methods come to the same conclusion, that is the GDP is the same whichever method is used for calculation. So example to show numerically the three methods of calculation give the same answer are: assume means think or assume there are two firms A and B. Now there are innumerable firms in the country, but for simple explanation and understanding purpose we assume there are only two firms in the country. Two firms A and B. Then firm A uses no raw materials because it has already some raw material with it, like the farmer who has the seeds, so he does not invest again on raw materials. Firm A uses no raw materials and produces cotton of rupees 50. He produces cotton worth 50. Then firm A sells it to firm B, who uses the same cotton to produce the cloth and sell it to the ultimate consumer for rupees 200. So the same is shown here with the help of a chart. See, firm A and firm B. Now GDP at value added or product method is VA stands for value added, is equals to the total sales minus the intermediate values. Now see here in the chart, the firm sales of firm A is 50. Intermediate goods used is 0. So value added to the GDP is 50. See in the firm B column, sales, it has purchased it from the sales of firm B to the ultimate consumer is when he produces the cloth, he sells it to the ultimate consumer at 200 rupees. Intermediate goods 50 rupees, that is he has purchased from firm A at the cost of 50. So value added is what? Sale minus the intermediate value, 200 minus 50 gives you 150. Okay, so here total firm A's value added is 50 and firm B's value added is 150, that gives us 200. Here slight printing mistake is there, that is upside down, it's become up and down here. So value added of firm A is 50 and value added of firm B is 150. The total value added, gross value added is how much? 50 plus 150 will give us 200. Same is shown here Again, VA is sales minus intermediate values. VA of A, that is the value added of firm A, is 50 minus 0 is 50. VA of B, firm value added of firm B, is 200 minus 50 will give 150. So 50 plus 150 gives 200. So GDP is equals to value added of firm A plus value added of firm B is equals to 200. This is value added method. Now we see GDP. You all please take the screenshot and note this down in your notebooks and study the same. GDP in the phase of disposition. Disposition means in the dispose means the people of the country are disposing their income, that is they are doing spending, they are doing expenditure. Disposition or expenditure method. GDP is the sum of final expenditure on goods and services for final use. Here final expenditure is the expenditure by the consumer on the cloth. So therefore GDP is 200. Now see, we have seen firm A sells it at 50 to firm B. Firm B sells the same at 200 to the final consumer. So that itself is the GDP by expenditure method. That is the ultimate consumer is disposing his income or he is spending his money on the use of cloth, that is 200. GDP in the phase of distribution or income method. Distribution means here whatever GDP is produced in the form of goods and services, that gets distributed in the form of money, that is through rent, wages, income and profits. So distribution or income method. Now take firm, you can see again in the chart, take firm A and firm B again. Rupees 50 is received by firm A. Firm A produces the cotton and he sells it to firm B at 50. So firm A has received 50. Then firm A gives rupees 20 as wages to the workers and keeps 30 as profits. Out of the total 50 units received by the firm A gives 20 rupees as wages to the worker and keeps 30 as profits for itself. Similarly, you see firm B, out of the 150, now firm B, though it has sold at rupees 200, but intermediate value is deducted from it, that is 150. Okay, so out of the 150 it gives wages of rupees 60 to the worker and keeps rupees 90 as profits. Therefore, the GDP is income method. We add all the incomes received by all the people of the country in the form of rent, wages, interest and profit. So here GDP is sum total of factor income which is equal to the total output distributed. Total output distributed is how much? 200. That is finally it has been sold to the consumer at 200. So it should be equal to the total output distributed, that is total wages of worker A and worker B. Now worker A has given 20 as wages and firm A has given 20 as wages and firm B has given 60 as wages. So 20 plus 60 will give you 80 rupees total wages, and the total profits of firm A and firm B. Firm A has kept 30 rupees for itself out of the 50 and firm B out of 150 it has kept 90 rupees. So 30 plus 90 will give you 120 rupees, which is equal to 80 the workers wages, total wages, plus total profits of the two firms 120. 80 plus 120 will give you 200 rupees. That is the income method. So the same is shown in the chart here. You see wages and profit in the first column. Second column you see firm A. Wages given by firm A is how much? 20 plus profits of firm A is 30. So when you add 20 plus 30 you get 50 as a total output. Then firm B you see in the third column, wages given by firm B is 60 and profits kept by firm B is 90. So 60 plus 90 will give you 150. If you add horizontally also, wages of firm A 20 plus firm B 60 is 80. Profits of firm A 30 plus 90, firm B will give you 120. So when you add either ways, 80 plus 120 will give you 200 and 50 plus 150 will give you 200, the same. So here conclusion you write GDP is equal to, now by expenditure method, what is the formula? C plus I plus G plus X minus M, that is consumption expenditure by the household and the firms. I stands for investments of the firm, investment expenditure of the firms. G stands for government expenditure on consumption and investment, and X minus M is the net exports. Whereas GDP income method is what? W plus R plus I plus P, that is wages, then rent plus interest plus profits will give you income method. And product or value added method is what? Summation of GVA, gross value added. Gross value added is, here we have seen 50 plus 150, that is 200. So the conclusion is that whichever method is used, the GDP is the same numerically by all the three methods. I hope you have understood this much. Thank you for today.